All right, with some breaking news, we're going to break away from Michelle Gillies' story. This is happening in Mid-Wilshire.
Yeah, Desmond Shaw live in Skycal over a DUI pursuit suspect. Desmond?
Yeah, that's right, Juan and Susie. So here we are in the Koreatown area. This is LAPD's Wilshire division that has been chasing this blacked out black Honda Civic. So black car with no lights on could definitely be a dangerous combination. It was just hearing, so black car with no lights on could definitely be a dangerous combination. It was just hearing the helicopter overhead there that has a spotlight. They actually have two helicopters on this one right now, but they were talking about some kind of erratic driving, not really super fast or anything, just kind of all over the place. You actually just saw kind of jerk the wheel right there. Is a little bit strange. So again, an alleged DUI driver that apparently was started with some LAPD gang units here. So just kind of all over the Mid-City area right now, obviously in one of the densest neighborhoods in Southern California, in Koreatown, as we come out here to Vermont. Very, very busy street. So someone driving kind of recklessly, possibly under the influence, and we're on some major dense streets here right now in the heart of Los Angeles. Juan, Susie, and Mike.
Yeah, that's my concern. You know, Koreatown, so dense, as you mentioned, Desmond, and a lot of these residential streets are really narrow as well. So any speeding, anything, erratic behavior, there could be pedestrians crossing the street or making their way through some cars. Very, very dangerous, right?
Yeah, and it looked like they were slowing down there as they're making that right turn when you were speaking, Juan, and it looks like they're going down one of those streets that you were talking about. So narrow and so dark out there, obviously, and we're trying to follow this just as best as we can. But Mike, I want to ask you, this is the gang unit that started this, they didn't start the chase, the people started this chase, but they were the ones to initially chase, and then they got headed off to the patrol units. But were they already in the area? Is that why they were doing, or was this a gang operation?
Well, we don't know. So oftentimes, you know, and we're putting this up on the screen here. If you're in this neighborhood and you happen to see this come by, we want to hear from you. Text the desk 818-221-2222. But to answer your question, Susie, we know that these were George units. It's the Wilshire gang units that started this. It's really difficult to tell. It's possible this is a known suspect to the George units, to the gang units, and their DUI was the pretext for the stop to try to talk to this person. We know that that happens from time to time, or if this just happened to be a George unit or a gang unit. Look at that. Some of these wild moves. And you can see, I mean, this is like another U-turn there, or kind of U-turn pulling into a parking lot here. Definitely acting like a DUI driver at this point. So they had those gang units that were involved in this. They backed out because, as we've talked about before, when you're in a pursuit, you want a full-fledged light bar, black and white, no questions that this person is being chased patrol unit. So they swapped those out. And now that's who's behind it, is the Wilshire patrol units here that are taking this over. So it's unclear if the gang units had any knowledge of this person prior, or if they just were in the area and picked it up. But they've not given it up. There are two helicopters overhead. They were in tracking for a moment. They are not anymore. This is obviously a full-blown pursuit now.
Yeah, Mike, my guess is they're not going to give it up now. We've seen some erratic behavior just in the last minute or so here as this car's made a crazy U-turn, picked up speed, went into opposite lanes of traffic, and of course the black and white right behind them there, making sure they don't get away.
Yeah, making sure they don't get away and keeping them, pretty close on the tail there. You saw them with that light. They just turned it off, but that patrol car had its left spotlight on, trying to see inside of the car. I think they believe that there are two occupants inside the car. It does look pretty tinted though, and then you can see the light on the patrol car. Every now and again, they'll try to catch the mirror. Oh, maybe a pit maneuver.
Yeah.
Could this be happening on a residential street? Wow.
It looks like they were going to go for it there, but.
And they have been previously approved for spike strips. We heard that as well, that they were trying to set those up when we were back more towards the Mid-Wilshire area.
Mike, the lights went out. No. Whoa.
It's like they were getting so close to do a pit maneuver multiple times. And it's like the driver, making these last-minute erratic moves just kind of stops that from happening.
Well, police are becoming more aggressive too, right, Mike? So when something like this happens, then they become just a little more aggressive, hoping that they could keep a distance.
Yeah, and I want to point something out, because we covered a DUI pursuit not too long ago where the same thing, there was, the want was DUI, which in and of itself is serious for sure. But it is one of those wants where we often see LAPD back off, not chase it as hard, things like that. What was happening behind the scenes, because I actually heard from a watch commander a couple of days after we covered the chase, what was happening behind the scenes is the gang guys were calling into the watch commander saying, hey, we know this person is known to have weapons. We know this person is known to have X, Y, and Z. So while the official want right now is DUI, there may be information being shared behind the scenes between the watch commanders, other officers in the division, or other officers in the region that have dealt with this person before that maybe have some additional information.
You know, it's really surprising that they are getting so close to this car, you know, possible pit maneuver. If that is the case, Mike, that they, you know, have that possible information that this person might be armed. If they have that information, oftentimes they are so much more careful because of the fact that if they do, let's say, turn this car over and that person starts shooting at them, I mean, that would be head on. So, you know, of course, they're weighing different options right now of what they're going to do, but it looks like, are those officers
there?
Those
are
bystanders.
bystanders.
Wow.
Yeah, taking video.
Okay. But it looks like they're just going through the street here. Let's go upstairs to Desmond Shaw, live in SkyCal, for a look. Desmond, this is going through the, residential streets, for quite some time now.
We're mostly in Koreatown now in the Westlake District. We're just, west of downtown LA. Just very strange driving. Again, not really high speeds, but just kind of like slamming on the brakes, making really sudden maneuvers, weird turns like that. It's just very erratic, to say the least. We are not far away from downtown LA, I have to mention. So, if this would be a pretty good time to bring this to an end, if possible, if the suspect were to go into downtown. We know how much more complicated that can be for the authorities to try to keep up with, and would not really have the advantage of the helicopter overhead. But yeah, they are, aggressively right back there. I can't tell if they were trying to do a pit maneuver or if they were almost just looked like they were trying to get up. You know what? There were spike strips right there. And you think he was kind of privy to it.
Oh, but now he may have boxed himself in.
But he may have found himself.
Okay.
He just boxed himself in.
Here we go.
And,
better put the car in park.
Well-placed spikes, and now
dancing.
Whoa.
What is this?
Well, really just taunting the police here. It definitely makes you wonder about, a different state of mind. But showing us a
Some
little
dance
bit
moves.
of dance maneuvers there, and now he's got his hands up, but acting very weird. LAPD's not going to want to approach the suspect when they're just kind of jittering around like this.
Is it a woman, maybe? I think it might be a lady.
I think it is. And okay, here we go. They get him on the ground. So
Well, compliant.
wow, definitely curious about the DUI situation there, or what was going on. But yeah, they managed to come in without incident. They're going to clear the vehicle now. I don't believe there's anyone else in the vehicle based on the way that they're kind of looking at this right now. But right off of Bonnie Bray and 6th Street. The suspect thought they were smart, dodging the spike strip, but ended up boxing themselves in here into this parking lot. There was a van that was there kind of plugging up the other driveway, and they're now in custody.
Well, it looks like 10 officers, Mike, there in total. That person wasn't going to go anywhere.
Not going to go anywhere at all. And yeah, Samuel, actually, one of our viewers texted us at the desk and said when he saw it go by on West 3rd, he did believe that there may have only been one person inside of it.
He was right.
There was a lot of people that saw this. Every pursuit is different, and we'll figure out what this person's deal was, if it was DUI, what else was going on.
Well, they sure like dancing. That's one thing for sure.
Interesting behavior, that's for sure. But looks like this one comes to an end. DUI suspect pursuit coming to an end here in the Westlake area, and it looks like no one else inside the car, as we may have thought earlier. Again, the LAPD's gang unit actually chasing this person first, and then it turned into the patrol cars. It's unclear exactly what originally the want is a DUI driver, but this person obviously known to have weapons by the LAPD, so there could be some other list of wants there too.
And we're seeing the officers there going through the car, making sure, are there weapons in there or anything to be concerned with? And good thing is nobody was injured despite the erratic driving. Nobody was hit by this car, by this driver. And you can see just more and more people there near this little mini mall, Susie, kind of watching the events unfold.
That's right. All right, we're going to move on to other news now.